Welcome to a new Draw My Life video.
It's flexible, viscous, and it doesn't do absolutely anything. But for years, it's been the favorite toy of kids all around the world. We are talking about slime. It's a classic from the 80s that has become fashionable again thanks to social networks. Everybody's crazy about making their own slime and squeeze it between their hands. We've seen tons of videos where people make their own recipes, so we're going to try and show you some simple recipes to make it. Let's see what comes out of this. But before we start with the DIY, do you know its origin? Let us tell you. Slime, as any other viscous monster, was born as an unsuccessful experiment in a laboratory. In 1943, during World War II, chemists from the US were trying to find a substitute for rubber, so they didn't have to depend on the imports from Asia. They came up with the idea of mixing boric acid with silicone oil, and with this mixture they created a material that was more elastic and watery. It looked like mucus that wouldn't be useful for anything. It would have remained as a simple laboratory anecdote if it weren't for the businessman Peter Hodgson, who rapidly spotted the deal. Easter 1950 was around the corner, and Hodgson hired several students from Yale University as workforce to fill in plastic eggs with this viscous substance, and called it silly putty. He put it on sale, and in 3 days they had 250,000 orders. But slime's success at world level didn't come until 1976, when the Mattel company released it as the top toy for the Christmas campaign. They sold it inside little green plastic containers with the shape of trash cans, and it became children's favorite toy. And the most hated toy for parents and little siblings, the most frequent victims of all the pranks played with slime. For almost 15 years, you could find your slime in any toy store in the world, in different colors and accompanied by things as pleasant as eyeballs, insects, or rubber worms. Different toy franchises such as Masters of the Universe, the Ninja Turtles, or the Ghostbusters included it in their sets, so you could stain all your favorite toys. It even became a symbol for the TV channel Nickelodeon. It started with a recurring joke from a show where they threw a bucket of slime over those who answered, "I don't know." But right now, famous people who go to the Kids' Choice Awards know that getting soaked with slime is the greatest honor of all. This slime's basis was war gum, a natural polymer used in other compounds such as toothpaste, so it can have a thick consistency. Its big problem was that it was very dirty, and if you didn't store it correctly and got it wet regularly, it ended up drying and losing its elasticity. By mid-90s, little by little, it stopped being sold and was forgotten. Until the summer of 2016, when a new fashion arrived. Suddenly, there were lots of DIY videos on Instagram where teenagers from Thailand explained how to make your own slime. This tendency continued on YouTube and other networks, and not only with tutorials. Thousands of people all around the world enjoyed watching videos where people squeezed and made noises with this viscous element. Some of the creators of these videos even started their own business, just as a teenager from California, Megan Lee, who through her Instagram account as Slimy Sugar hooked thousands of followers and now has her own brand of products. Or the YouTuber Karina Garcia, also from California, who turned her tutorials into guidebooks and home test kits to make your own slime. The slime fever was a sensation in every sense. We can find characters and elements based on this substance in video games such as Minecraft, Dragon Quest, Terraria, or Slime Rancher. It also was the protagonist in the big screen, through touching characters such as the legendary Ghost Slimer from the Ghostbusters or the Flubber movie from 1997. Now that we know a little more about our little viscous friend, let's not expand on this and go on with our tutorial. Learn how to make your own slime. So let's start now with a tutorial on how to make slime. Are you ready? We aren't really, but we're gonna try anyway. theoretically, this is very easy to do, and the ingredients very easy to find. As always, the first thing we have to do when it comes to tutorials is listing the different materials. So here it is, slime recipe without borax. In materials, we need transparent liquid glue or white glue, shaving foam, contact lenses solution, and food coloring. There are many different colors you can choose from. And, last but not least, a bowl and a spoon to stir. First of all, we fill in the bowl with the white glue. We used about 150 millimeters. You're going to need a decent sized bowl. Now it's time to add the food coloring. We chose purple, a beautiful color. You need to use more or less color depending on how intense you want it to be, but usually a little bit will do. We stir everything and it starts looking like this. Looks good, doesn't it? It's now the turn for the shaving foam. In theory, this is just to give it some creaminess. We put a lot of it, letting it cover it all. And we stir again, carefully so that everything gets mixed. We stir, and as the color is still too light, we put a little bit more coloring so it got more intense. We have to keep stirring until we have a uniform dough. Looks like we're not doing too bad. And it's now turn for the contact solution. A little drop and we keep stirring. We mix it all carefully. Oh, it looks like it's coming apart a little. False alarm. Nothing's coming out of this. We're gonna put some more solution and stir. Nothing. We have seriously tried, but this recipe is a total disaster. Look at the result. We've been stirring for more than 20 minutes. We've been fooled. We've been tricked. It looked so easy on YouTube. What a disaster. We're a little sad. We don't want to imagine how hard it's gotta be to make galaxy or glitter slime. Truth is, we thought it would be fun to show you our failure of slime. But, as we don't like to give up, we tried a different recipe, which actually worked out. Are you still with us? This is for a different kind of a slime. Its texture more similar to Play-Doh. The materials we need are corn flour, liquid detergent or washing up liquid, a bowl and a spoon. The first thing you gotta do is mix the corn flour with the soap until it's well dissolved. Stir carefully, as if it were a cake. As it already has a greenish color, but we still want it to be greener, we're adding coloring and stirring more and more. We didn't do this, but you can also add a bit of oil so that the dough is softer. We let it all stand for a couple of minutes and then keep mixing with our hands until it gets stuck in them. As we wanted a bit more slime, we kept adding corn flour and soap little by little. And this is the result. We're actually happy. The color is beautiful, and even though it's not really like slime, it's very fun to play with and relaxing. And this is all for today. Please, if you have slime recipes that work, share them through a comment. Send them through Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, whatever you want. We can't wait to know slime recipes that work. We'll be waiting for them and we'll try them all, promise.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it. And if you want to see more Draw My Life videos, subscribe to our channel. See you in the next episode.